What's going on, everybody? This is the Objective Jerk, and said Jerk. Did you watch the fight? For probably a lot of you guys going to bed, or partying. For me, it's the afternoon. I want to take a nap. But did you watch it? Tyson and Jake Paul. First of all, there was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 fights total. But, it said that it started at 9 a.m. for me here in the Philippines. So I'm thinking I'm going to be watching boxing all day, But then it started with which fight was it? The Slim and Gibb? Was that it? I don't remember that. Or was it the Khan? No, it was the Slim and Gibb one, I think, right? And then it was the Khan and Goyet, and then the Serrano. Hold on a second. Am I looking at the right thing? I don't think I'm looking at the right thing. I got a picture here, but I don't think that's the right. Let me see. Let me look up. Anyway, I thought there was like a bunch of fights, which, obviously they're going to have, there's lots of lower card stuff, but okay, so here we go. Yeah, Taylor. So what was I looking at? Okay, yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 7 total. What the crap was I just looking at? Was it? Oh, maybe that was the one for July. Or, yeah, that must have been it. That was the July bout. Dang it. Anyway. Okay. So 7, right? So, yeah, so I click on. It's 9 o'clock. It's starting, and it starts with the Goyat and Nunes fight, right? And then it has the Barrios and Ramos, and then the Taylor and Seriano. And then, I wasn't really paying attention too much, but once it was like showing, I knew that Taylor and Seriano was like the fight before the main event, So I was like, what the crap? What about the other fights? And I understand that, like, they're low card, but still, like, you should be able to watch them. And the thing is anybody listening to this, did you watch it? Did you or get on, and were you able to get on and watch? Did they air anything before, or is that just for people that were there in person? Because I would have liked to watch those other fights, because all the fights were pretty awesome. You know what I mean? I enjoyed myself. It was great. The Tyson fight was not what we hoped, but basically what everybody expected, I guess. We expected it to go a full fight, and Jake Paul was probably, going to win through decision. But we were all hopeful that Tyson was going to knock him out. But just the interview with his son and then Tyson walking away with his ass hanging out makes up for it. So the whole thing is well worth it. And I mean, it's like, dude, you can't complain. You're already paying for Netflix anyway. So I hope Netflix continues this and keeps some stuff going. It would be nice to see some other stuff, other boxing, maybe even a couple UFC occasionally. Yeah, because for me, I've tried watching some UFC fights, but it starts like so early in the morning for me. And it's usually it just doesn't work because of where I live. The time difference it's just been kind of a pain in the ass. Like I try and watch Formula One, and for the most part it works, but sometimes even then it's like it goes on too late. And it's like I'm an old man now. I go to bed like at 9. So I don't know. I hope they kind of do something like that. So since I can't watch UFC so much, I'm trying to immerse myself in the one championship that's over here on the Asia side of the planet. I gotta hook up my little satellite dish though for that again. I gotta find it. I keep forgetting, so I can watch some one bouts come. You know what I mean? Because as much as I like UFC and I have my ear to the ground and kind of know a little bit about what's going on. It's not applicable for me here. So I'm, when in Rome, so I'm going to try and start watching one championship. I've watched a little bit before, but I haven't, But anyway, but yeah, so the fight. Did you watch it? I watched it, obviously. But let's see. So the first fight, Goyat and Nunes. I was like, okay, Goyat. You could kind of tell, like, all right, this guy, I think he's gonna win. He's got it. That's who I'm picking. But then he started getting all cocky. And he did the stupid humping thing, and I was just like, oh man, come on. So then I was like, oh, now I want him to lose. So then I was hoping for him to lose, but Nunes he wasn't really doing a whole lot. He wasn't doing bad, but he just wasn't doing a whole lot. And then the Barrios and Ramos fight was awesome because it was like everybody's like, oh, Barrios has got it. Ramos is just a punching bag. And then Ramos came in and was starting to, whoop some ass. But you knew, though, because it was kind of close. And even though Ramos was ahead a little bit in some of the rounds, usually when somebody's got a title, if it's close, they're going to let the guy keep it for the most part. More of this lower, I don't know, it just kind of seemed like that's kind of how it goes. And then it was a draw. It's like, what? So, yeah, I think Ramos, I was hoping he was going to knock him out. I was like, dude, you're going to have to either knock him down again to score above or knock him out to win because you're not going to win it. I wasn't expecting a draw, though. Well, I don't know. I guess it was somewhat close. At the beginning, it was all Barrios. I don't know if I say it right, but that was a good fight. And then the Taylor and Serrano, I guess again that one kind of started liking Taylor or whatever, but then it's like she just constantly shoving her head into Serrano, and then which then gave her the cut on her brow, and then I don't know, it does kind of seem like that's a strategy, and she does that to promote, to try and get a headbutt in for that reason. Because that eye, which was nasty, all that blood, that's going to impair your vision. It's going to be hard to. So it's like, and then all she did was just kind of seemed like she was just still trying to rub her head into it. I don't know. So yeah, that was that one started off pretty good, but that one it was like, what? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Maybe, some people are saying that Serrano was robbed. I don't know if she was necessarily robbed. Maybe a little. But again, Taylor's got all the belts and everything, so. But I would like to see another fight, and I'd like to see Serrano whoop her ass. And then I'd like to see another one of Barrios and Ramos winning would be cool. And then another one with Goyat and Nunes whooping the shit out of them, but I don't know. Probably won't ever happen. So I don't really know much about Green and Watpool. So they were the other females that fought before that one. I would have liked to have watched these, man. Kind of sucks that you couldn't. But if you could, let me know. I want to know. So maybe next time I will click on sooner than what they say so I can watch the lower card, fights. But what do you think? What do you think about Netflix hosting these fights? I liked it. I mean, it was kind of like when it had like the Squid Game people sitting there. It's like, oh my God, dude. Okay, so now if you got a show or a movie that's made by Netflix, you got to be there. You know what I mean? You're going to this fight, mandatory attending the fight if you got a movie on Netflix. But honestly, I think there was only one trailer that I could remember of a Netflix movie coming out. It actually looked pretty good though, with Jamie Foxx and what's her name? Cameron Diaz. Looks entertaining. I think that's something me and my wife could watch and enjoy. So That's cool. I didn't see any other ones because I wasn't sitting the whole time. I was trying to do some laundry or I was cooking some breakfast. That's what sucked. Or brunch for me, but the Barrios and Ramos fight, they were kind of going. I was kind of watching. I'm standing there, and I was cooking myself some brunch. So I was trying to do it in between rounds and stuff like that, and then like I was watching it and and then like as soon as I turned around, all of a sudden it was like, oh, and I turned around and then freaking Barros is on the ground. I was like, what? Oh no, man! It kind of sucks, but honestly, the whole thing was worth it. Just seeing Tyson's big brown ass. That was hilarious. That was hilarious. I remember I was watching it when it was going on, and then he walked away, and I was just like, I just started laughing, and I thought maybe it was like a joke thing. They meant to do it to be funny, but then you see the camera's like is trying to like move up, but zoom in at the same time, but they couldn't quite get in. And just like Tyson's walking away, and he just says that. It was hilarious. That was the funniest thing ever. Loved it. But yeah, Tyson was definitely showing his age. When you see him doing his workout videos and everything like that, you were just like, "Ooh, man, he's still looking good." But then once he was in the ring and stuff, you could see his age showing, which was a little disheartening, I guess. But I mean, damn, he's 58 years old, man. It's like I said to my friend, I was like, dude, he's in better shape at 58 than I was when I was in my best shape when I was in the Army. So, but I think it was cool. Like, when Jake Paul came out with this fucking car and all this shit, but then you had that pigeon in the background, and I was like, because Tyson loves pigeons and trains that's his thing. So I was like, what's he gonna do with that pigeon? You know what I mean? I was like, is he gonna bite the head off of that thing? So that was kind of weird. And then I was hoping that Tyson, I was like, because I was telling my kids, because my kids were there, because they were actually excited to watch the fight. I'm glad they watched the fight before it between Taylor and Serrano, because they were like pretty into it because it was a good fight. Tyson fight was a little bit of a letdown, but but they enjoyed themselves. But anyway, I was telling them, I was like, man, I hope he comes out like he used to. He was like, he used to just have like a towel with a hole cut into it, and he would just walk out, as about as basic and rustic and rough as you can be, like no flash, no nothing. And then he comes out just completely by himself with the towel. Well, he had an like embroidered towel, so it was a little bit flashy, but yeah, he came out just like he did back in the day, so that was pretty cool. And dude, the crowds were just for Jake Paul, but then man, Tyson, it was like, whoa, dude, it was loud and crazy. It was cool, but it would have been, I don't know. It would have been cool if Tyson could at least gotten a knockdown, hit Jake once and he went to the mat at least once, not to win necessarily, but just knock him down once would have been cool. I think like if Tyson was 48 instead of 58, he would have fucking whooped his ass. But, and then, not to take anything from Jake Paul too. I mean, he's still, I know, he's like, oh, I'm trying to, he's tired of like, people, clowning on who he fights, and he hasn't fought a real boxer. But it's true though, he hasn't really, he needs to fight like an actual boxer who's boxing the same age in the game. You know what I mean? That's what he's got to do. But he probably knows that he's not good enough to do that yet. You know what I mean? So, and if he does that and he gets his ass whooped, then all of this that he's doing, he's not going to be able to do it anymore. You know what I mean? All this publicity and, getting all this hype and all this stuff going on. If Jake Paul was like actually boxing for real, then, it wouldn't have worked. Sorry, my camera thing is doing something funky.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Thanks again for listening to The Objective Jerk. I greatly appreciate it. If you could like, subscribe, comment on wherever you're finding this, and you can also email me at theobjectivejerk@gmail.com. So hope you're enjoying it, and please continue on with the episode. Why is it saying... My camera's saying like 30 minutes, but my podcast is saying 15. So that's why I was like, 30 minutes? What? I've been talking? Something ain't right. Man, I'm going to be upset if my video is out. Ugh, that's going to suck. Anyway, crap. What was I talking about? But yeah, he wouldn't be able to create the hype and everything. Because now, he probably saw or realized, because that's why people would watch Floyd Mayweather fights towards the end. They didn't fight it because they love Floyd Mayweather. They watched because they wanted to see him get his ass knocked out. You know what I mean? That was the whole point. And and I think that he is a fan of boxing. I think he found a passion, and he's doing that passion. So you gotta give him that. I wish I had that passion for something right now. But I mean, it's kind of like, you have a person who's a young boxer, and he's good enough to have some bouts, start working on his record and everything. They fight a lot of fights, and then that are nobody knows about, nobody watches, no nothing. And then eventually, by the time people start noticing them, they've already fought so many times. I mean, not everybody, but, generally. Actually, I think Tyson, he didn't fight that much, and he was already getting recognized. But, so Jake Paul's kind of going through what an average amateur boxer would, kind of do, except, he's famous and he's already rich. So I think he could probably, how old is he? 27? I mean, I guess he's a little older. I don't know. I think he definitely could whoop my ass. I keep trying to get into, there's a guy, a trainer here that does Muay Thai and kickboxing and boxing and stuff like that. And I keep like, hey man, let's do it. And then I just never show up. I mean, not that hey, let's start, but it's like I just got to get off my lazy ass and get over there and do it. But I mean, I don't know. I think Jake Paul gets a little too much hate, I guess. Is that the right? I don't know. I mean, not, he's cocky and this and that, but he just, he's a good promoter, man. And he just knows what he's doing. And I think a lot of it is just people are just kind of jealous and just hate the fact that, he got rich off of just making stupid videos and uploading it, I've talked about it before, I think, but some people can do it, some people can't. I mean, that in itself is simple, but, there's more to it than that. So, I don't know, but I think he's kind of, boxing's been kind of dying out a little bit because of MMA, MMA is just like dominating the fighting sports arena, so at least he's kind of bringing a lot of eyes to boxing again. So, and I prefer MMA. I think it's funner, but it's still nice to watch a good boxing fight too. So, and even though Tyson was showing his age and stuff, it's still kind of cool. And now my kids can say they saw Tyson fight. Not that it's, I mean, a lot of people did, I'm sure. I'm pretty sure this was huge for Netflix, I'm assuming. Should probably see some results from that pretty soon. I did see something about WWE coming to Netflix. So they're going to have I'm guessing WrestleMania maybe? I don't know. I would probably watch it. That's the other thing though too, is I don't watch wrestling, but I keep track of it though. You know what I mean? I monitor it. I watch highlights. I watched wrestling YouTube channels that talk about, wrestlers of the past and present and this and that. You know what I mean? Like I am this huge wrestling fan, but I don't ever watch it though. I don't know. It's weird. Is that weird? I don't know. But yeah, no. I hope that Netflix. I mean, they're doing the comedy specials that are live. They did the Tom Brady roast. So I hope they keep doing stuff like this, some sporting events. It's nice because I'm not a huge fan of Netflix. There's a few times where I'm like, I could get rid of it. But every once in a while, there is something like this I get excited for. So like before this fight, what did I look forward to on Netflix? I think it was probably the Rebel Moon stuff, which was kind of. I still haven't watched the part 2 of the director's cut. I watched the first one, which I think is better than the PG cut. But I don't know. I'll watch it one of these days. They should never. I wish I didn't watch the PG version. I was kind of thinking, oh man, I'll watch it and then it'll be like a whole new movie. And this, I wish I didn't do that. I wish I didn't watch the PG version and just waited for the R-rated version, which is what I was originally planning on doing. But whatever. Let's see. And before that, what was it? I can't even remember. So, I mean, every once in a great while, there'll be something on Netflix where I'm like, oh, cool. Yeah, I want to watch that. I mean, it seems like it's more along the lines with like documentaries. The brothers that killed their parents and stuff. Like, I was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to watch that. But I didn't finish the show because that one episode just, I don't know, it was just too much. But yeah, all those documentaries that Netflix does for the most part, the one with Ted Bundy, where they always have like the videotape or the cassette or whatever, rewinding and forwarding, going back and forth between years and stuff like that. It's kind of the same shtick, but I like it though. It's those are kind of the things I watch. I don't really watch much of anything else on there. I did watch. What did I watch last night? I did watch something. It seems like I am watching a little bit more recently, as far as like films. Dang it! What did I watch? I watched the Hubby Halloween, Adam Sandler, which I've seen before, but it's been a while. I like Adam Sandler movies, so fuck off. Dang, what was it I watched? There was something. Man, I don't know. But yeah, so and Netflix, man, a lot of the streaming platforms are dying out, but Netflix is, holding strong and flourishing actually. And I said that at the beginning though, man, when everybody was starting their own streaming crap, and then they were like, oh, the Marvel shows that were on Netflix aren't going to be there anymore because they're going to be going to Disney. And I was just like, I was pissed off because it's like, dude, that's stupid. Everybody's trying to jump on the bandwagon. Just stick with what's working, man. Netflix, and then have your shit on Netflix, I don't know. The Netflix shows for Marvel were so much better. Well, I mean, I guess I can't be. That's not a totally unbiased critique because I haven't watched anything on Disney Plus. But from what I can tell, yeah, it looks like shit. And I'm not gonna get. I would love to watch the Daredevil show again, but I'm not gonna get Disney Plus to watch it. But yeah, they're stupid. I don't know, but I guess that's people are always hungry for that dollar and thinking they can whatever, and then just everything just they're all crashing. Nobody's using them. Everybody's sticking with Netflix. And pretty soon that's all it's going to be there basically is Netflix, and it's going to be like it was. But whatever. Some people just got to learn the hard way, I guess. Anyway, I think that's it for me. Dang, see, my video camera's saying 48 minutes, but then my podcast is 20. I don't get it. Anyway, I hope this works. I don't want to do it again. All right. Thanks for listening. Hope you had a good time with the fight. God bless, and I will see you guys next time. All right, bye. You just put yourself through another episode of The Objective Jerk. Thanks again for hanging out with me. Please email me at theobjectivejerk@gmail.com. Like, subscribe, comment wherever you find this, follow. It all helps. But thanks again, and I'll see you next time.